Hi, I'm Mary Rogers with Cuisinart. This is the Cuisinart 4-in-1 Cook Central multi-cooker. It's extremely versatile, and if you love to use slow cooking methods, this product has so many more features. So you can use it as a slow cooker, you can use it on high, low, simmer, and also keep warm. And you can do that by adjusting the timer up to a 24-hour period. It also functions as a roaster, so if you want to roast a whole piece of meat, you use this roasting rack here, and you can adjust the temperature from 250 all the way up to 400. And then you can also set your time on there. You can adjust your time all the way up to 6 hours. You can also use it to brown or saute. So if you're going to be doing any type of chicken like we're going to do today, you can brown anywhere from 350 all the way up to 500. And lastly, you can steam. And you can steam any food item up to 90 minutes. So if you like to make artichokes, like make steamed artichokes all the time, this is a great way to do them. So the other thing is that it has a really nice glass lid with tempered glass lid with stainless rim and a nice stainless handle. The cooking pot is also removable, so that can come out, and that also goes in the dishwasher for a really simple and easy cleanup. So today what I'm going to show you how to do is I'm going to make some lemon rosemary chicken. And the first function we're going to use is brown saute. We're going to set it on 400, which I preheated it a little bit earlier. I'm going to hit the start button. And the first thing we're going to do is add the oil, just a little bit, in the cooking pot. The nice thing about this also is that you can actually switch between functions while you're cooking. So if you have recipes that require multi-step cooking where you're going to brown and then slow cook, or you're going to roast, you can switch between the two. So you're just going to put the chicken in. And remember not to crowd the pot, because you want to give it lots of room so that it gets a nice brown going on it. Okay, so there we go. We're going to let that cook for a little bit, and we're going to come back and check on it. So let's check on our chicken breasts. I want to show you how beautifully brown they came out. You can see. Now I'm putting them on a clean plate, setting them aside for a few minutes while I go on to the next step of the recipe. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to turn the heat down to 375 just by pressing the temp down button. So now it's on 375. And because I happen to use skinless breasts today, there's very little fat in the nonstick cooking pot. So I'm just going to add a little more oil so that we can nicely saute our onions and garlic. So we're going to add the garlic first. And then what we're going to do is add the onions. We made onion rings, so it's going to look really pretty when your dish is done. And then lastly, I'm going to add the salt and then the rosemary. So when you are using any kind of rosemary, it's very woody, so you just pull the actual leaves off just by holding the top. It's a really simple and easy way to get the rosemary leaves off the stem. And it smells great too. We'll do that. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to toss that around a little bit, saute it for about 6 to 8 minutes, and then check on it. So let me just turn it around a little bit. The great thing about this multi-cooker is that you can switch between cooking modes. So when we're done doing this, we're going to switch to another mode of cooking. It's great because you can actually combination cook when recipes call for it. So we're just going to let that saute for 6 to 8 minutes like I mentioned, and then we're going to go on to the next step of the recipe. So you can hear how that's sizzling. It smells really, really nice, and our onions are sauteed, as is the garlic. Now what we're going to do is add some freshly squeezed lemon juice to the bottom of the cooking pot, and that's going to help deglaze your pot. And that's really important because what happens is all of the brown bits that have formed on the bottom of the pot, you can just scrape that about if you need to. Usually the lemon juice lifts it right up, and that adds so much extra flavor and depth to your recipe. You can either use a wooden spoon, or today I'm using my Cuisinart tongs with a silicone head. So we're going to let that reduce by half, and we're going to come back and do the next step. So now that our lemon juice has reduced by half, we're going to do the next step, which is to add the chicken broth and fresh lemon zest. Just going to make this really, really refreshing. So we add that, we're going to let it come to a boil, and then we're going to do the next step. So I'm going to put the lid on, and remember I was talking about combination cooking? Now what we're going to do is we're going to switch to roast. So you just press the roast button, that's all you need to do, and you can see how large the blue display is, nice big display buttons with temperature and your time. Now we're going to switch the temperature from 350 to 250 on roast, and we're going to set the timer for 1 hour. And then all we have to do is wait for a beautiful lemon rosemary chicken. This is a great versatile piece of equipment to have on your countertop at home. And like I mentioned earlier, the non-stick cooking pot and the lid is removable, as is the cooking rack. And all you have to do is put these pieces in the dishwasher afterwards, and it couldn't be simpler to have a beautiful home-cooked meal.
Wait, you haven't seen the best part yet. Here are some amazing offers and specials available for one time only. You can't afford to miss it.